Click on the subscribe button, especially the bell on the right side.
Namaskar dosto. This is KK Parashar from Mumbai. Today my subject is adulterous behavior. Now you'll be surprised as to how come I have chosen this subject as adulterous behavior. Because what happens is every other day, whenever a horoscope comes, there is something of the sort where people show their adulterous behavior. And then over the years, from various sources like Devaprashna or Shastra, Suvarna Chintamani, and many books of Dr. B.V. Raman and others, her daughter, Yatri Vasudev, I have collected quite a few points where a person's adulterous behavior shows. Now, this can happen in a woman's horoscope also and in a man's horoscope also. So we'll just start one by one point, and then at the end of my lecture, I'll show you 4 horoscopes where different combinations and points have been shown in the horoscope. So next slide, please, Neeraj. Yeah, it says Venus in the 7th. The person is very passionate. Then it says retro Venus is mischievous, and a blight, spelling is wrongly written, is a blight, B-L-I-G-H-T, on marriage affairs. As seen with Venus, retro Venus, giving lot of trouble to the person concerned in many ways. I can't discuss that right now, but it's there. Then dictionary meaning of blight is destroy the Karak Tattva. Now, what is the Karak Tattva of Venus? Good life, sex, and a lot of good things of life. So you have to see that. So a retro Venus destroys the Karak Tattva of Venus. Then number 2, Mercury in the 7th. It says fond of other women. Then 2a, he may be a failure to satisfy her in sexual cohabitation unless he has a strong Lagna Lord, Moon sign Lord. Next, please. Next slide, please. 2b, it says his seminal discharge will follow a mere touch of a female unless there is strong Lagna Lord, Moon sign Lord. So if one of these things is there, then this Mercury in the 7th, which will give these bad results, could be checked out. Then it says number 3, Jupiter in 7th, fond of own wife. Number 4, Saturn in 7th, go after bad women. But if Saturn joins Lord of the 7th in the 7th, Saturn joins Lord of the 7th in 7th, wife will be good. Then Sun in the 7th, commit adultery among his own relations. Next slide, please. Next slide. Number 6. Now, I would like to tell here, in a woman's horoscope, some classical book says, Sun in the 7th, the woman is discarded by the husband. It is only if the Sun is only there, no aspect. Remember that. Mars in the 7th, enjoying many women and cause destruction to his family. Then it says, if Mars Now remember this. Please remember this: Mars in 7th, enjoying many women and cause destruction to his family. Now this will be shown in a horoscope of a spiritual person. So that's why I'm saying, please remember this point, number 6. 6a, a Mars Nakshatra Lord is a benefic. Such things may be there in a very subdued form. Please remember this also, because just don't take Mars in the 7th, bas, ho gaya sab gadbad. Sun in the 7th, commit adultery among his own relations. 7a, Sun in a female horoscope in the 7th, the female may be discarded by the husband. Next please. Next slide, please. Number 8. Lords of 2nd, 5th, and 7th combined with Venus in the Lagna commit adultery among many women and will be a bad person. But if there is a beneficial aspect, then no evil. Well, this is from Suvati Chintamani. Number 9. Lord of Lagna and 6th in conjunction with evil planets, the person is adulterous and bad. Now, combination of Lagna Lord and 6th Lord is not a happy event. Remember that. Number 10. 2nd, 6th have evil conjunction occupying the 6th house, or Lagna joined by Lord. The person shall be corrupting females among his own relations. Next, please. Number 11. 7th Lord joined by Rahu Ketu. Rahu or Ketu, or has a malefic aspect, he'll be adulterous. Then Lord of 10th, 2nd or 7th house occupy the 10th, person becomes adulterous. If any one lords of the 10th, 7th, 2nd occupies the 4th, the person will hunt after every other woman. Then it says powerful lords of 5th and 7th combined with 6th lord or possess its aspect, the person will have no issue. But if there is a beneficial aspect on it, issue by his wife. Next please. Next slide. No. Then it says Lord of 7th and 2nd with a malefic aspected by Mars, the person shall have children born to his wife by adultery. As per Parashar or Shastra, the native will have many wives, will gain wealth through his wife, and shall put things to do for a later date. That means 7th Lord going to the second house and afflicted, and especially by Mars, is a bad thing. This shall give corrupt character, making one addicted to many women, may lose his wife early, his prosperity will ascend with marriage. Next, please. 16. If the weak moon is conjunction with a malefic, joins the 7th house, he'll join others' wife. Now here I would like to correct a bit. If the weak moon is from 11 KP, that is Krishna Paksh, to 5 Shukla Paksh, moon is weak. But if, remember, according to Parashar or Shastra, if the weak moon is joined by a benefic planet or is aspected by a benefic planet, that is Mercury, Jupiter, or Venus, then the weakness of the moon is removed. Please remember this point. Just don't take moon is weak. If the moon is weak moon is conjunction with the malefic, joins the 7th house, he'll join others' wife. Then 17. debilitated Venus or moon occupies the fourth house, there'll be destruction to wife. Then 18. If the Lord of the seventh with Rahu occupies the 10th house, the wife will die of poisoning. Next slide, please. 19. Lords of second and seventh join their own house. One wife only. Note they can be in their own rashis also, not necessarily in second and seventh house. I hope you understand this. Lord of second and seventh in their own house or in their own rashis, that is other rashis. Number 20, number of wives can be predicted by the number of planets who are in conjunction with the lords of the second and the seventh house. This is from Devaprashna Shastra. Next slide, please. 21. If the lords of seventh is armed with sources of strength, like exaltation, retrograde, etc., or occupies the lagna, the person will have many wives. Number 22a, as above, that is, Lord of seventh is armed with sources of strength. As above, the lagna lord joins Nasthana in 8th. Nasthana is 8th and the 12th house, not the 6th house. The person will be married twice. As per Parashar Shastra, go to others' wives. Same thing. Be wicked, skillful, devoid of courage, and afflicted by windy diseases, not firm in his words and actions, but may impact courage in others. दूसरों को courage देगा. Next slide, please. Number 23. Number 22b, sorry. It is very necessary for each person to examine the seventh bhava, and when there are defects, it becomes the duty of the astrologer to remove the evil by necessary remedies and rites which are prevalent in Hindu ritual. Now, these words I've taken from Dr. B.V. Raman's My Experiences in Astrology. Number 23. Say Venus is in Virgo, that is, it is debilitated, plus Mars in the seventh, results makes him reckless of honor and commits all sorts of sexual excesses. Next, please. 24. Venus in Pisces, any benefic respects it. Though passions will be excessive, but shall take a reasonable turn, and the man will have the nobility and strength of mind to control them. So Venus in Pisces, and if some benefic planet is expecting it, like Jupiter or Mercury, well, Mercury cannot expect it, only Jupiter can expect it. So, and strong moon can also expect it. So the passions will be excessive, but shall take a reasonable turn, and the man will have the nobility and strength of mind to control them. Number 25. Mercury exalted in the seventh. That means Mercury is it is a Pisces Lagna Kundali, and Mercury is in the seventh house in Virgo exalted. Hardly would make a man adulterous, because it is a planet of what you say, Napunsak planet. I don't know what we call pointer. In loving a wife, there are various degrees, and these are to be judged by the different states of planets occupying the seventh house. Now you have to see what are the indications when different planets are occupying the seventh house. Because what I have seen during my all this journey in astrology, that whatever planet is in a house, that impacts it much more than the aspect or anything else. It is whichever planet is there in that particular house, that house is impacted. Now you can refer, all these details are available in Sravali. Next, please. Number 26. Lord of Seventh co-joins Shani, but both are located in the 7th house. The person will have a good wife. We just talked about it, which is a repeat. Then Mars plus Saturn in 7th in Capricorn, that is Cancer Lagna, a chaste wife. This is something which is in Bhatt Parashar or Shastra. Pointers. Different men have different viewpoints on sexuality. Certain kind of men do not care with whom they have connection, provided they satisfy their excited lust. So some people don't care. Woman honi chahiye bas. That's all. Number 27. Number 27, 26, okay. 26, 2. 4th house is the house of morality. Please remember, 4th house is the house of morality. Evil planets in the 4th, unaspected by benefics, will cause immorality. Benefics wanting in power are termed as evil. Please remember this. The 4th house is the house of morality. Evil planets in the 4th, unaspected by benefics, or there could be benefics also in the 4th house, will cause immorality. Benefics wanting in power are termed as evil. Now, I would like to tell you something, how I calculate power, so that I just don't talk power. I take the Rashi the planet is in. I take the BAV points, that is Vinashtak work points. I take the SAV bindus, that is Sarvashtak work bindu. I then take which Namamsha the planet has gone to. Then whether this planet is gone to the 6th, 8th, or 12th in the Namamsha. And the nakshatra in which the planet is there, and that nakshatra lord, is it well placed or not well placed. So these are the few points which I take before I start working on a particular time period of a planet. Then it says lordship for poisoning is ascribed to Mars, but the results are predicted for the period and sub-period of Rahu. Just imagine, lordship for poisoning ascribed to Mars, but the results are predicted for the period and sub-period of Rahu. Then number 26, 4. Saturn can also have these poisoning tendencies, but when he is unfavorable. Next, please. Next slide, please. Next slide, 27. Now, we have more than one marriage. The 7th fall in an evil sign, Lord of the 7th debilitated, and a malefic occupies the 7th, 2 marriages. 7th Lord combines with a malefic or joins debilitation house or Navamsha as expected by a malefic, 2 marriages. Results be predicted according to the strongest among the planets. Next slide, please. 28. 7th and 2nd house has evil conjunctions or aspects, and the Lord of the 7th or 2nd is powerless. Another wife. Mars occupying the 7th, 8th, or the 12th without the aspect of the 7th, 2 marriages. Now here, please remember Mars in the 7th. I'll give you something very interesting. Then powerful Mercury in the 10th from Lord of Lagna. Wherever Lord of Lagna is stationed, the Mercury should be in the 10th house from there. And Moon occupies the 3rd. 2 points. Mercury in the 10th from Lagna Lord and Moon in the 7th from Lagna. moon in the third from Lagna or the seventh, then the person is surrounded by many women. Next slide, please. 31. He says many malefics in second or seventh, and Lord of second or seventh is aspected by evil planets. The person shall have 3 wives, and evil in first, second, or seventh, and Lord of seventh falls in debilitated oblique is combust, 3 wives. Lord of 12th and second occupy the third house, aspected by Jupiter, a Lord of the ninth. The person will have many women. Something very interesting. 34. Lord of the seventh in Kendra, Trikona, and the Lord falls in the Varga of exaltation, own house, or friendly sign, or joins the Lord of the 10th. The person will have many women, many wives. Lord of the 7th and 11th together. This I have commonly seen Lord of 7th and 11th having any kind of relationship or possess mutual aspects and occupy powerfully a Trikona. Trikona means 1st, 5th, and 9th. The person shall have many wives in crux of more than one wife or 2 marriages. Next, please. 36. Lord of 9th and 7th, and 7th and 4th, and Lord of Lagna or 11th occupies a Kendra, many wives. You will have to read it to find the song. Then numberless wives. How? Lord of 7th and 10th should be in their houses. And second Lord occupies any one of the 2 houses, 7th or 10th. It says Lord of 7th and 7th, Lord of 10th and 10th, and Lord of 2nd either joins 7th house or the 10th house. It says numberless wives. Next slide, please. Well, we'll not go into this. We'll now straightway need it take it to those examples. Yeah, number 1, Sir Banerjee. Now this Sir Banerjee, well, he was, what is this? Neeraj, where's the slide gone? Neeraj? Neeraj? Yeah, Sir Banerjee. Well, this man, we don't have the, this date of birth. He was there in this world about 100 years back. He was the Diwan of Mysore state, and he was a client of Dr. B.V. Raman. So Dr. B.V. Raman has put his horoscope here, which I'll discuss. Neeraj, you have wrongly put Saturn and Mandi is to be in the first house. Or wrongly put it, but Saturn and Mandi are in the first house.
Sir, you have given me this.
Yeah. It is that arrow is wrongly mentioned.
So what should I do? What should I do in first house?
Don't do anything. I'm just explaining them. No, don't do anything.
Sir, you just tell me. I will place them in the first house. Saturn, Mandi, and Ketu.
Yeah, Mandi and Ketu is already there. Mandi and Saturn are in the first house.
Okay, sir. Just see this now. Is this right?
Yeah, Mandi and Ketu and Sun in the first house. Sun, Mercury, Venus in the 10th house. Moon in the 9th house. Jupiter, exalted Jupiter. 1 minute, I'll tell you. They have not given. Dr. B.V. Raman has forgotten to give Mars. There's Mars is there. Mars is there, but I'll tell you where it could be there. And Ketu Rahu in the first 7 axis. Now, Dr. What B.V. Raman writes, he says this native after many years, met Dr. B.V. Raman in July 1947, and he admitted to Dr. B.V. Raman that he was a glutton for sexual experiences. Kaun? Sir Banerjee. Sir Banerjee was the Diwan of Mysore state about 100 years back. And he says he went after every woman, respectable or disrespectable, that he could trap through his usual social contacts. When he met Dr. B.V. Raman in July 47, he confessed about his, remember, about his and his wife's exploits in extramarital affairs. But it appeared that the couple had agreed between themselves that each should have his or her own way so far as their private lives were concerned. So this is the horoscope. Now we'll go by one point how it can be shown there. Now it says 7th Lord Mercury is in the 10th Virgo. Then with Sun, Lord of the 9th, and with Venus, Lord of the 11th. Connection of 7th and 11th. I just said many wives. And aspected by Saturn. Sorry, Mars. It is not there in the book, so I can't put it. But it writes. It is not shown in the horoscope, but it writes how.
Maybe in Virgo only, sir.
Haji?
It may be in Virgo only.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah. Hope possibility is there.
Yes.
Let's see. Then aspected by Saturn from the first house. This combination, Sun, Mercury, Venus, is aspected by Saturn from the first house. Then the Rahu in 7th, aspected by Saturn, Lord of 2nd and 3rd, and Mars. No, Mars, if it is in, Mars has to be in, that means in the 12th house. Sorry, not 12th house. It can be in the Lagna, or it can be in the 4th house. It can be in the 4th house because from 4th it will aspect Rahu, and it's a proper chart. Sorry, it is taken from Dr. B.V. Raman's book, so you cannot question his whatever he has given the chart. I cannot only Mercury, only Mars is not indicative in the chart. So it says it is aspected by Mars also. And possibly Mars could be in the 4th house because it then will aspect these 3 planets in the 10th house, and in the 7th house, Rahu also. It says, next, this show the Navamsha chart, please. Neeraj, show the Navamsha chart also, please.
नवांशा चार्ट नहीं है वो मैंने बताया था ना आपको नवांशा
अच्छा चलो ठीक है okay never mind. It says Navamsha is equally afflicted. Rahu in Navamsha, Scorpio is a Lagna, and Rahu and Ketu are in the 1st and the 7th house. It says Rahu Ketu axis in 1st and 7. Then it says Venus in Aquarius, Rashi of Saturn, that will be Venus is in the 4th house, aspected by Saturn and Sun from the 10th house. That is the affliction caused by 2 malefic Saturn and Sun. So basically, whatever we have seen is this Sir Banerjee's horoscope from Dr. B.V. Raman's book, which I cannot change. Sorry, whosoever is written. I can only guess Mars would be in the 4th house. So it has been taken that way only. Next slide, please. Now, this is of Sir Not Sir, Shri. I'm sorry. This is not Sir. This is Shri. Shri Ramana Maharishi. This is Shri Ramana Maharishi. He was a great soul, a spiritual person. Shri Ramana Maharishi, he was a very spiritual person. And here he was a bachelor. And now there are many contradictory things which you may point out what I have talked just now. Now, first, Mars in the 7th house. That is not only Mars in the 2nd house, Mars in his own Rashi. That is in the 7th house. So, now, so this is what Dr. B.V. Raman says about this horoscope, which I'll just read it for you. Now here, Yoga Karka planet, that is Saturn, is in the 6th house. So this man, whatever struggles and pitfalls he had to see before he reached to the spiritual bliss. The main points are there. Number one, sublimation of the carnal instincts into spiritual channels. How? Not only to the presence of Mars in the 7th. Mars is in the 7th. The Lagna Lord, presence of Venus occupying the 2nd, along with Mercury, Lord of the 9th. Lord of the 9th and Mercury together in the 2nd house. And Mars, then Dharma is basically right. Basically, Dharma is right conduct. Dharma is not religion. Please remember this, but don't mix the two things. Dharma is right conduct and religion is different from Dharma. So next point is the mischief that Mars could do as occupying the 7th house has been offset by his being stationed in the constellation of Ketu. Now Mars is in the constellation of Ketu. Ketu is the Moksha Karka. And it is also aspecting the Moksha Karka planet is also, you can say, aspecting Mercury and Venus, which are together in the 2nd house. Moon in the 9th is being aspected by Jupiter. Now, the Jupiter aspect on the moon, and remember, Ketu is with the moon, another Moksha Karka planet, Jupiter aspecting moon. Now, wean the mind of subject away from thought of sex. Now, aspect of Jupiter on moon and Ketu wean the mind of the person concerned away from all sexual pleasures. Then there's one more saying, Jupiter, in the Sravali, there's a saying, Jupiter in Aquarius is equivalent to Jupiter in Cancer. Jupiter in Cancer is exalted. So, as per Sravali, Jupiter in Aquarius is supposed to be in exaltation point. Then the sun always represents our soul, and the mind is by the moon. So both of them, sun, where is sun? Sorry, we have forgotten again to put.
You tell me
Sun
where.
is not mentioned, sir.
Sir, you tell me where to put the sun.
I'll have to check it up the book. No,
You have not given me, na, so I have
okay,
not.
okay, don't worry, don't worry. No. Yeah, it is in, sorry, Rahu and Sun are together. Sorry, Rahu and Sun are together in the third house.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Yes. सर मैंने आपको कल पीडीएफ भेजा था, आपने चेक किया कि नहीं बताया?
Oh,
कोई बात नहीं सर, अभी मैंने डाल दिया सन. Can you see the sun in third house?
एक second. Yeah, Sun in the third house with Rahu. So it says Sun as a soul and Moon as the mind, the karka of the mind, are both in benefic signs. And they are fairly powerful, indicating the high degree of development and strength of mind. High degree of strength of soul and the mind. So see the contrasting. One is this Sir Banerjee, how he was after women for his corner players. Same, his wife was also there. They had mutual understanding. They went their own way without disturbing each other. And here is the planet where the person, Ramana Maharishi, attained spiritual being. He was known as, to many people, he was God. So this particular point I have specially put here for you to know the difference between the two horoscopes. Next, please. Neeraj, next, please. Yeah, female chart 1. Now, this is a Capricorn Lagna. Well, this lady in 71 only, March 71 only, she completed 50 years. No, I'm sorry, born in March 71. She's completed 50 years. Now, well, she had many boyfriends because I get a lot of clients, so I get a lot of feedbacks here, there from people who bring in the people and all that sort of thing. And only point I want to tell you here is she had 2 affairs between her engagement and her marriage. Now, I'll go one by one. As per Sravali, whatever Sravali says, I'm putting it up here. Now, Sun in Pisces, it says fond of men. Moon in Pisces, beautiful bodied and cohabit with men. With Sun, if Moon is with Sun, then libidinous. Then Mercury in Aries gives many husbands, attached to sexual players and be after men. Jupiter in Scorpio. Jupiter in Scorpio, it says, gives many husbands or wives, as the case may be, and diseases of private parts, because this Scorpio is the Rashi of private parts in a Kalpusha Kundli. And then it says, Venus in Aquarius may go to other men. Married life may not have much charm in it. Now, I want to tell you, this lady got a divorce, I think after a year or 2 of her marriage. And well, she is having all kinds of affairs. Then it says, a female with Sun in the third, ever devoid of happiness and shall have prominent and stout breasts. He says, Sun in the third, is good for men. It's an excellent position for Sun to be in the third house for men. But in the case of women, it says, ever devoid of happiness, ever devoid of happiness. The person does not get happiness. Then it says, a female with Mars in the 12th, a female with Mars in the 12th, addicted to intoxicants. Well, she drinks, this lady drinks. A female with Venus in 2nd, Aquarius. Be artful and charming. She's a charming lady, obviously. A female with Saturn in the 4th, miserable following her marriage. Well, marriage broke. Here, now as per our talk, Mars as 11th Lord is connecting with 7th Lord Moon. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, Mars is aspecting the Moon. So 7th Lord connecting with the 11th Lord. So in this case, it is known as, well, the person has many wives. 7th and 11th Lord connection, any kind. Even nakshatra. Remember, even connection through nakshatra also. Next chart, please. Chart 2. Neeraj, this moon is here only in Lagna. Neeraj?
Yes, sir.
Moon is in Lagna only.
Moon Rahu is in Lagna.
Yeah, it's in Lagna.
Okay. Is it right?
Right. Okay. Now see, this is of a lady born in 77. That means 44. She's 44. Now see how the whole thing works here. There's a dictum in Parashar or Shastra. If Mars and Venus exchange their Navamshas, the person is adulterous. I repeat again, if Mars and Venus in Navamsha is the person concerned is adulterous. Here we don't have the Navamsha chart, but in her case, this lady's case, the Navamsha, in Navamsha, Mars and this Venus are exchanging their houses. Then Mars, the 7th Lord, goes to the 6th house with exalted Lagna Lord Venus. Combination of Mars and Venus. Well, as per Gayatri Devi Vasudev, it is good as well as bad. You have to take as the case may be. But Venus in 6th is not a Venus in 6th is not a happy situation. Health gets affected by too much sexual indulgence. Venus in the 6th, not a happy situation. Health gets affected by too much sexual indulgence. Then Mars in 6th, highly passionate. No, here Mars and Venus connecting together. It says highly passionate and health affected by sexual indulgence. So this is very clear here. Then here again, if you see, Ketu is in the 7th house. And it is again in Ketu Nakshatra. See, this Ketu is in Mars, in Aries, in the 7th house, and in in Ketu Nakshatra. Now this lady is very, very religious type, though she had a lot of affairs here, there, everywhere. I don't know how many, but she had many affairs. But she is very, very religious and do a lot of puja and everything. So these four horoscopes are contrast to each other. The subject we have just discussed. That's all. My lecture is over. Now people can ask me any number of questions. Any questions? We have finished.
Namaste, sir. May I
Yes.
ask a question, please?
हाँ
दुर्गेश
बोलिए, हाँ बोलिए बोलिए.
सर, ये जो आपने लास्ट चार्ट दिखाया है, आई एम अ लिटिल कंफ्यूज्ड. I mean, whether a person can be adulterous as well as spiritual/religious.
I didn't use the word spiritual. I use the word religious. She is very, very religious.
So how does
She
this
does a lot of पाठ पूजा दान दक्षिणा ये वो बहुत कुछ करती है वो. So Jupiter, sorry, Jupiter is not here. Jupiter is here. Neeraj, chart 2, Jupiter is here in this 8th house.
In the 8th house.
Jupiter is in the 8th house.
Okay, sir. That's why it is giving me problem.
Yeah.
Is
Now
it?
see. The point
This is the Rashi Parivartan of 6 and 8, sir.
Yeah. Rashi Parivartan and Jupiter, 6th Lord going to the 8th house. See, as per Parashar or Shastra, person gives cruel punishments. And if you see this lecture, it is said that 6th Lord and the 8th go after men and wealth. Go through that PPT and you'll find these words. 6th Lord going to the 8th house. Yeah, madam, this madam was asking me something. I said she is very, very religious type. She does a lot of dan puja. But she has been having a lot of affairs before marriage. I don't know anything about her life after her marriage, which marriage was about, I think, 2013. So about 8 years back. So up to that time, she had a lot of affairs. Afterwards, I have no connection. I don't know anything about her personal life. But that much I know, she's very, very religious. She's does a lot of puja, and she does a lot of dan and big dans. I suggest small dans. She does a lot of big dans. Dan means charity.
Sir, what is the Jupiter position in Navamsa?
Jupiter position in Navamsha, Neeraj, it is in the Navamsha Lagna Lord. Lagna is Aquarius, and Jupiter and Ketu are in the 3rd house. That is in Aries sign. Jupiter and Ketu are in Aries sign in Navamsha.
So what is the sign, sir?
Sign Aries in 3rd house. Aries 11 is the Lagna Navamsha.
Now I understand.
So these are the, there are many horoscopes which we could discuss, but the time limit to me was 45 minutes. I hope I have consumed already 45 minutes. So that's all. Anyone wanting any questions to be answered?
So how do you apply these rules when you do a reading?
Pardon?
How do you apply these rules when you're doing a reading? Because you give so many different rules in different presentations. So how do you bring it all together? Any tips on that? Because I'm a practicing astrologer and I'm also studying. So, how do you bring all that together? How do you, when you see a new chart?
You see, it's like this. There are no. You rightly asked I remember some lady telling my class. Certain people asking in the class, what is this? How it becomes? She says, this is my trade secret. I have no trade secret. All this is in the astrological books, which I have condensed and made notes. So in general, I can see certain things happening around in the chart, but then mostly people do not come to ask about their adulterous behavior. I have to find out whether they are that kind or not.
Correct.
So I don't have to tell them that tumhara ye affair. Certain people I do tell them. There was a person recently, I think about a month or so back. I said, are you having an affair? He said, yes, I have a girlfriend. Nothing more than that.
I am sharing the final PPT of this lecture because there was some mistakes. So I have done it. I have corrected it and now I am sharing this. You can download from the chat box.
So you can, Mr. Floyd, you can, where do you stay, Floyd?
I live in Goa.
You live in Goa, okay.
Yeah.
So the best part is you can make a chart of this PPT and keep it with you.
Okay.
So this is how I, but mostly people don't, they are not interested in knowing their, sexual behavior. They know it better than anybody else. Yes, when it comes to matching of two horoscopes, if I find there's a lot of contrast between the two horoscopes, one is too much into indulgence in the sexual matters, one is a kind of a goody person, then I definitely point it out.
So one more thing I want to ask.
Beg pardon?
So one more thing I want to ask is, now these rules which were created, they were created hundreds or thousands of years back. And now the society has completely changed. So how do you adapt it, Or you think it applies in the same way, or how is it?
All these points which I've just told you, I have not one horoscope. I have a lot of horoscope where these points are occurring.
Gotcha.
So I cannot deny that. Now I'll give you one very interesting example. This Jupiter Venus period is going on. Sorry, my Jupiter period is going on. In Jupiter Saturn period, this Parashar Roshan writes that if Saturn is strong, the person will definitely have a blue colored horse. Now that was written 5,000 years back. At that time, that was 2015, January 2015. I bought a blue colored car, Alto. So not that because it was written in that blue colored horse, but because my family people, it was in color that time, blue color. So they said, we'll go for this blue color. I said, okay. Now, also, I have seen personally a bluish gray color horse.
Mm.
So that was written in 5,000 years back by Maharishi Parashar.
Yes.
Maybe a blue colored horse that time.
Yes.
Personally, I've seen in my life a gray colored bluish tinge horse, which was giving bluish tinge. So 5,000 years back, Maharishi Parashar writing all this. Well, why not right now all these other things happening?
Yes.
People trying to say we have done a lot of research, this and that. I just stick to Brihat Parashar or Shastra, Sravali, and some books of Dr. B.V. Raman and Mrs. Gayatri Vasudev. I get very good results.
Also, sir, I want to add something, Floydji,
Sure.
that some Siddhantas will never change from the beginning of the world and at the last of the world. Like sun will always rise from the east only.
Yeah, I agree with you, Neeraj.
Some Siddhantas will not change. Whatever you want to do, you can do.
You see, people these days, they see a few horoscopes, they try to form a thing that this is happening here. So they try to make it a dictum, but it is not there. You see, I am sticking to the old books of Maharishi Parashar, Sravali, and C.S. Patel, Dr. B.V. Raman, then Mrs. Gayatri Devi Vasudev, all these people. And I'm getting excellent results. I don't need to go around looking for new guys who say research kiya. I'm not interested in that research. I'm an old, sticking to my old, my great grandfather, Maharishi Parashar. I'm a Parashar, so I'm sure I'm from his clan only.
Sir Gautam sir want to add something. After that, we will take if any question we'll have there, then we will come.
क्या?
नमस्कार सर, आपके चरण कमल में मेरा वंदन और आपके जो विषय में है उसके मैं कुछ ऐड करना चाहूँगा।
Sure.
कि मैंने कई सारी कुंडलियों देखी है जिसमें चंद्र और शुक्र दोनों ट्राइन में होते हैं, यानी केंद्र में होते हैं, सॉरी केंद्र में होते हैं, तो वो चाहे वो साथ में हो, चाहे 4 में हो, चाहे ऑपोजिशन में हो, तो वो एक्स्ट्रा मैरिटल अफेयर्स होते ही है। ऐसा उसका टेक्सचुअल मेरा वो बहुत ही वीक है, इसलिए मैं आपके पास क्लैरिफिकेशन कहीं ऐसा उल्लेख है क्योंकि प्रैक्टिकली देखा गया है और वो आदमी ज्यादातर आर्ट में होते हैं, इसीलिए उनका कनेक्शन लेडीज के साथ ज्यादा रहता होगा, इसकी वजह से होगा या कोई भी हो। यू कैन बेटर जज, यू आर द राइट पर्सन टू आस्क। दैट इज व्हाई आई आस्क।
हाँ गौतम दवे साहब, what you said is very right. I have a horoscope where is a Dhanu Lagna horoscope. The moon and Venus are together in the 6th house. That is house of Venus only. That is Taurus.
Yeah.
And this lady has many affairs.
Yeah.
But since I have got only limited time, so I cannot discuss.
Yeah, I will add only 2 more charts which are known to everybody. One is of Raj Kapoor. We know Raj Kapoor's chart.
Yeah, Raj Kapoor.
There, this combination there. Then Jawaharlal Nehru's chart also was there. So these are all stories we are listening, but charts are available.
Yeah, definitely I agree with you. In Raj Kapoor's chart, this Venus is in the 4th house, in its own house. So it must be there. and because he had a lot
Moon
of
is
family.
in 7th house, I think.
He had a lot of
Yeah.
family problems because of Venus, जिसको केंद्र अधिपति दोष लगा,
Yeah, yeah.
है ना?
Yes, right. Also, I have found, sir, that dual sign में अगर लग्न से 7th house have a केंद्र अधिपति दोष, they have very disturbed marriage life.
Yeah. You know, 7th Lord in a common sign, Venus in a common sign, they also give more than one marriage.
Yeah.
You see,
I am talking about dual sign, means Dhanu,
dual sign means a common sign means dual sign.
Yeah. Sorry.
Common sign means dual sign.
Yeah.
So you see, the point is, I have already lengthened my talk.
Yeah, so it's all right, sir. I got your point. Yeah.
Sunil bhai told me, चलो ठीक है, आप 45 minutes ले लेना.
Yeah.